Do you know how animals measure temperature?
Fetch me the royal thermometer.
Thermometer says...
That day, New York was freezing cold. The animals would turn into ice the moment they stepped outside, but the penguins in the zoo were just fine. Because they had electric heating, they were even playing beach volleyball. But suddenly, the zookeeper brought in an expert who specialized in studying penguins. The penguins panicked and hid all their equipment. Before the expert arrived, they lined up in formation. However, the weather was so cold. Without the heat lamps, they couldn't last much longer. The leader thought the expert wouldn't last either, but to his surprise, the expert had brought a portable heater with him. So, to avoid freezing, the leader pulled out a penguin puppet and had one penguin stand in the middle to keep up the illusion. Amazingly, the trick actually fooled the expert. Meanwhile, the leader and the other penguins secretly sneaked into the zoo's central boiler room. They modified the heating system and sent the warm air through the sewer pipes all the way to every part of the zoo. But suddenly, a message came through the walkie-talkie. The zookeeper was coming back. They had to hurry and return. However, the zookeeper had already noticed something was off. She put tracking bands on every penguin's foot. If they tried to remove or damage them, it would immediately trigger an alert. Then one penguin suddenly remembered. They forgot to install a cooling unit. If the boiler overheated, it could explode. Now they couldn't get out, so they had to call for outside help. Under the leader's command, the lemur arrived at the boiler room and followed instructions to install the cooling device. Finally, there was one last step. All they had to do was press the bright red button.
Red, crimson, scarlet, brick, cardinal, ruby, and rose.
Which button do you think it was?